Hello, and welcome to Battle Tendencies' second podcast. Once again, I'm Stryker.
And I'm Bug.
And once again, we are here, both of us, yet again. So,
really glad to be here, jerk.
Thanks, ass.
Whatever. We have a bunch of interesting topics to discuss today. But I think before we start that, I think we should talk about what we've been playing recently. I guess you can go first. Did I go first last time? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. So I'll just go first.
You go first.
Lately, I've actually been playing the new GTA update, and I've been playing Need for Speed High Stakes on my PC.
Really? Something
Yeah.
different. What happened?
Yep. Well,
Playing a different game.
I actually got back into Need for Speed High Stakes because I used to play it all the time when I was younger on PC. And the thing was, when I used to play it back then, I had a Windows 95 when I used to play that game. So whenever I would play that game, there were certain tracks that wouldn't render properly. It looked like you were driving in the sky because the certain tracks were just so well detailed that it wasn't able to render.
Your computer wasn't able to, your computer... Excuse me. Your computer was basically shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
that
was
makes
ass.
sense.
Big ass. Anyways, so it was that game and Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed.
Weren't you having trouble getting that working, though?
Which one?
Whichever one for the computer.
High Stakes?
Yeah, was it?
No. I'll tell you exactly what happened. What happened was I had High Stakes on my PC and I was playing it fine. But there was a period of time where something went wrong with my laptop, and when I got it fixed, it didn't work after that. What had happened was the person I sent it to get it fixed actually wiped the data that I had on my computer. Now, in order to play High Stakes, you need a modern day patch in order to play it. Like, if you just install the core game on a Windows 7, it's not going to work. And what happened was I went on the internet and I found a modern day patch. So when he was fixing my computer, when he deleted the memory, the patch went with it. So I couldn't understand it. So what I did was one day I was like, you know what, let me just re-download the patch, and it started working again. So that was the whole issue. So that I've been playing for nostalgia reasons. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And now that I actually am a better gamer than I was when I was a kid, I'm actually winning the tournaments. Because I always used to come in third, fourth place when I was younger, and I never could progress in the game. So I've been doing that. And I've been playing GTA a little bit because they just came out with their newest update. You can now create your own stunt races. I know I was talking about the stunt races update last week where you could play like Hot Wheels themed races.
But you're still finding things to do?
Well, they just released it. Like, it was part of it. Like, what they've been doing is they don't have one big update and then wait months. They release an update
in bits and pieces.
They release a big piece, and then they release like 3-4 smaller pieces after. So it's not just one big update. It's like big, small, big, small. So they do it, and their game is getting it's getting patched more frequently, things that shouldn't be happening. It's getting fixed, patched, whatever the case may be. And you're also getting a couple of extra stuff along the way. So they say, okay, with this update, you're going to get 3 cars. But then in the next one, they give you 2. And then another 2. And then another 2. And then another big update. So you're getting more stuff on a more frequent basis. So I'm liking that whole thing. So it's giving me more things to do in GTA. You're not sitting there for 5-6 months waiting for another update, getting bored. They figure out how it works. So I feel like it's a much better method. So what about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I stopped playing Pokemon Red on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I figured... I got to the part where you capture the Snorlax that's blocking the road. And then it just, for some reason, I just decided not to play it anymore because I don't know. It's just I can't transfer those Pokemon out of the phone into like any of the other games I have because it's not an actual cartridge. I'm emulating it on my phone.
Whatever Pokemon you catch in that game stays in that game.
So I can't really transfer it onto an actual game. So what happened was
No, what's the point? You figure what's the
yeah,
point?
exactly. What's the point? I mean, I'm already halfway there. I'm up to I think I'm up to the 6th gym, Saffron City. I gotta go to, and I don't know. I'm just not. I was on like a little Pokemon binge, and then it just stopped. And I also stopped playing Pokemon Go. I haven't played that for
Because
a while.
of the updates recently, right? I mean, again,
The recent updates, because I heard what happened. But the thing was that everyone was complaining about the updates, but for Android, it didn't happen to me until just yesterday. So, and I wasn't playing it originally because last week I was sick, so I couldn't really go anywhere. Like I just pretty much
you're just pretty much stuck inside.
I just vegged inside.
Vegged.
Yeah, so I mean, right now, really, the only thing I've been playing is Overwatch, and
Why don't you tell your fellow fans out there about your RuneScape, your run-ins with RuneScape,
no, I just play RuneScape. That's it.
about your chess thing? You're like one in them.
Oh yeah, no. So I was about to, so like I've been playing RuneScape since about 2005. And I didn't really start taking it I never really took it seriously. And, it was just something that, I didn't have to download. And, it was just easy to run on any PC in a browser. And then, back in 2007, 2008, when I first got my own computer, I actually stopped playing it because now I can download games like Steam and all that stuff onto my own computer. That being said, I recently got back into it just for the hell of it because I really didn't. There's not too many games that I like, and RuneScape just has like some nostalgia to it because that's what I used to play all the time in middle school. So I've been playing on and off for in total about 10 years, but I've been playing quite a bit. I would say I've been playing at least an hour every day for the last 2 years.
You just kind of come in, drop in, check on the game, and then turn it off.
That's pretty much it. Like I don't really play like kill shit, and I just check my investments
and go fishing.
I go fishing a little bit because that's the only skill.
Why go fishing in real life when you can
Yeah.
fish in RuneScape?
I maxed out my fishing. My fishing is level 99. I have a fishing cape, which I'm very proud of. It's probably
Fishing cape?
Yeah, it's a little cape that has like a little fish on it, showing that you're autistic.
Master of fishing?
Yeah, you're basically autistic enough to sit there and wait. Because what happens is, in RuneScape, all the skills are either very boring or very tedious, and fishing is both. So fishing is like, what's wrong with you? Why'd you get 99 fishing? And the thing is that I'm at the point where it's like, okay, you know what?
Why do you do it?
It's just a hobby.
You just like it?
I just like it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
That's a viable answer.
And they just came out with an update that like you go to like some Asian islands and now there's like new fish and everything, and it gives you like good experience and everything. But the thing is that I don't need to do it because I already maxed out my skill.
But you still do it.
But I still do it because it's new. It's new and it's something for me to do. And now I have my own little island where I can fish. So I call it Little Fish Island because the only thing that you can do on it is fish. That's just randomly generated. Like you can have you can have monsters on it. You can have like bamboo to cut down, increase your wood cutting. But I just so happen to get the tiniest possible island randomly generated, like different shape and everything, with just one fishing spot. So I figured, okay, that's just for me. It's destiny. That's how it's supposed to be. I am a fisherman in RuneScape. That's fine. But
we still have yet to go fishing in real life.
I know, but still, maybe all this practice will make me catch something in real life. But anyway, really, Overwatch and RuneScape's been the only thing. The only thing was that I was gonna quit RuneScape for a little bit, just take a little break, because I had some other shit to do, and all of a sudden, I win the lottery in the game for 200 million gold, and now I don't know what to do with it.
You're like Eustace in Courage the Cowardly Dog,
yes.
When he gets all that money from his brother's box, and then it just zooms out slowly. He's just like, hey, where am I going to spend it?
Exactly. I have everything I need right now. I just reinvest it into the same thing. Like, I basically reinvest it into the system that gives me, like, a lot of supplies. and I basically make my money back like that. So I've and usually, you know, when people say, "Oh yeah, I won the lottery," they go out and they blow all their money on something. I think I'm the only person that I know of that probably have, like, not that I know of, but I'm probably one of the only people that didn't spend anything with their money. Like, it's literally just sitting in my account, and I'm just thinking, what can I do with it? You know, I'm like, I have everything I need. I had 20 million gold before I won the lottery, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm like, this is the most amount of money I've ever had in my life in RuneScape. What do I do? So I'm still trying to figure that out. I think I know what I'm gonna do, but I'm waiting until like double experience comes on, so I don't have to waste as much money.
If you ever did win the lottery in real life, what's one thing you'd buy?
That's a good question.
Like, I know this isn't video game related, but, you know, you talk about lottery, and, you know, I don't think I've ever asked you this question, but what do you think you'd actually buy? One thing that you could, like, think about it. There's
a girlfriend?
Huh?
Nothing. No, it's a perfect joke because of the stupid buying GF thing, that the RuneScape stupid shit.
All seriousness though, like, if there's something out there that you couldn't afford, you know, in a regular life, what would be one thing that you would buy that you couldn't have possibly bought if you hadn't won the lottery?
Happiness.
Money really can't buy happiness.
No, I know.
But I've never seen a guy crying in a Corvette.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I don't know. I know for a fact that I wouldn't redeem, like, I wouldn't go to collect the money right away. I'd probably speak to like a financial advisor, like a lawyer, like a big, like a.
Well, yeah, you know, that's a
not
given.
One
Whoever's
that's
smart
one
about
that's,
it will do
one
that.
One that's not family, like one that does not know my family. Like, I'll go to like a random lawyer and I'll be like, hey, look.
I know, like really, that's the smart thing to do. But I'm just saying, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, okay, you know, okay.
Like no,
I would probably open up either a hobby shop or a little video game store.
Really?
Yes, that's something I've always wanted to do, because you know that I do like a lot of stuff.
And with the money, you definitely could.
Yeah,
you know, you can buy everything.
Yeah, and
you
I
need.
wouldn't. And even if I did lose money, I mean, if I won the lottery, if it was that much,
would your business have retro games too?
Yeah. That would be the main thing. I would try to make it like a mix. I probably think that's what it would be. I wouldn't necessarily buy anything. I think I would try to create a business with the money. And then I would probably put the, like, whatever money that I'm trying to hold on to and save, probably put it into, like, bonds or something, or just invest. Just do smart
Welcome to Video Games and PCs Are Better. My name is Stefan. How can I help you?
Yeah, no, because okay, realistically speaking, if I won the lottery right now, I would probably just buy myself a damn rug for my room.
Really?
Yeah. Like, because I have a throw rug. I want an actual rug, like a wall-to-wall rug, honestly. That's all I want. And Fios. I'd have Fios installed into my room. That's it. That's all I would want. I want a rug, and I want Fios. See, I'm very low maintenance.
See, I'm very low maintenance too, but I'm also a car lover. So, if I won the lottery, the first thing I would buy, and I wouldn't just go and buy it myself, because, you know, the car that I want, you can't just, like, go out and buy it. Like, you'd have to find out where they have one. Actually, I don't have the money, but I did do my research, and there is one of the 25 that are being held in the United States. It's actually at a car showroom in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Number 7 out of 25 is sitting over there. And that is a Mercedes CLK GTR. I would buy me that car.
I don't know what that is, but
I'll show you a picture after the podcast.
I'm assuming that it's a nice car if you really want one of those.
It's worth roughly $1.5 million. Mm-hmm. And the history behind...
I'm having a deja vu, but continue.
The history behind it is, in 1998, they had just developed it as a race car. And they competed in the FIA GT Championship. And it's one of the first cars ever to dominate that competition in their first year of making a car. Mm-hmm. So this car was fresh off the line, and it won the competition, like, no problems. So with that victory, they made 25 road-going versions of the car. They have 20 that are coupes and 5 that are convertible roadsters.
Which one is the one that you want?
The coupe. The coupe, I think, is a lot nicer. Plus, a car that fast, if you have... It's only convertible, by the way. I don't think there's a top for it, for the roadster. So, I would really...
It's a CLK GTR? I'm surprised I remembered that.
Yeah, it's a CLK
Because usually
GTR.
I don't remember acronyms to save my life.
The one that's sitting in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is number 7 out of 25, and it's a coupe.
Lucky number 7.
And it's a coupe. It has, I think like a little less than 1,000 miles on it, and it's just been there for a while. Not many people can just go into Fort Lauderdale and say, "Hey, I want this $1.5 million car."
Yeah,
I was surprised at how long it's been sitting there. I'm like, hopefully if I make it one day, that thing will still be sitting there, because I'll go and I'll buy it that day. I'll be like, "Dad, we're flying to Fort Lauderdale, and I'm buying myself that car."
It might seem like a waste, but if you really want it, like, it's your money, Like, get what you want. Like, how I play RuneScape, that's my thing. Like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, like, I don't tell people what to spend their money on. I mean, unless I hear stories of that one woman, I don't know if you heard about it, she won the lottery, and she paid for her boyfriend's bail 5 times.
I didn't hear about that, but I heard about some guy winning the lottery and then going on to Kickstarter and asking if people can fund his video game.
Really? Even though he had all that money?
He won the lottery twice.
It's stories like that really make me angry. Like,
that's something I
winning a lottery once is one thing, but twice?
That's some really scum fuckery bullshit right there. But I mean, that's something that, would be a good discussion on the podcast. But the only thing is that happened about like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of old news.
The one that I was saying happens more over time. Like, this woman just keeps getting in the stories because every time her boyfriend goes to jail, she's always paying his bail. Like, this is like the 4th, 5th time.
She's an idiot.
Yeah. So anyways, I was talking about the CLK GTR. The reason I would buy it is because... The reason I'd buy it is because I always used it in Need for Speed 3, in Need for Speed High Stakes, and in Gran Turismo 4, it was my preferred race car of choice. Now, in Gran Turismo, speaking of Gran Turismo, we just got news today that Gran Turismo is releasing a new game called Gran Turismo Sport. Now, I love Gran Turismo 1 through 3 to my dying day. They were really, really, really good. 4 was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was bad.
4 had the best introduction song.
Yes, it did. It was,
Panama.
Yes, it was Panama. Yeah, it did. I forgot. I thought it was for Gran Turismo 3, but you're right. It was for Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 5 and 6, I didn't enjoy too much. I didn't like it.
Really? I liked Gran Turismo 5.
I didn't like the driving mechanics. I thought it was very bad.
I enjoyed 5. I have a Ferrari in 5. I think 5 was the one I got the furthest in the game.
Really?
Yeah. Except when I tried to play online, it was like a whole bunch of like 12-year-old kids with like Mustangs that are like glitched out with like 1,000 million horsepower. So I stopped playing that online.
There's actually a trick in Gran Turismo 3. If you adjust the specs just the right way on an Escudo Pikes Peak version and you go on test course, eventually the car gets a really slow start. But as it accelerates, it gets exponentially faster. No, that was Gran Turismo 2's S-Space F1, the fastest SUV ever. The world's fastest minivan, built by Renault. It's like 900 horsepower. It's hysterical. But in Gran Turismo 3, after a while, the downforce on the Escudo Pikes, I'll show you a picture of it, its spoiler is massive. So if you adjust the specs, the downforce starts to push down on the car, and it puts the car's nose up. and you start driving roughly 800, 900 miles an hour. I'll show you one day. It's hysterical. But
that's funny.
Getting back on topic, Gran Turismo Sport.
So what do they say Sport's going to have now? Is it going to be...
Sport is going to be exclusively for PS4.
Well, what else is new? It's always on PlayStation consoles.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was going to be Gran Turismo 7. But what I'm hearing is 7's going to come out in 2017. So if I'm assuming correctly, I'm thinking Gran Turismo Sport is going to be an introduction game. You know how Gran Turismo 5 had a prologue? I'm suspecting it's going to be a little bit like that.
Something that confuses me is for Gran Turismo 5, it took them how many years? Like 6, 7, 8 years to come out with 5? The actual finished game?
Gran Turismo 4, if I'm correct. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, it doesn't matter like when 4 came out. I'm just saying, like, I know for a fact that they were working on Gran Turismo 5 for a really
yes, they
long
were.
time.
They were.
And then Gran Turismo 6 comes out the next year.
You know why, right? Because remember, Gran Turismo 4 was the last Gran Turismo on PS2. And then on PS...
No excuse. No excuse for that rehashing.
Oh, really? No excuse? Let's keep in mind that Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006, and it's 2016 and 3's not out yet.
But what would happen if all of a sudden Kingdom Hearts 4 came out the next year?
That'd be really strange.
But that's what I mean with Gran Turismo. Like, it took them like... I don't know how many years. I know it's longer than 5. It took them like 5... Let's just say 5 years.
They had to make a prologue game so that people didn't get impatient.
Yeah, but like they came out with 5, and then 5 I thought was pretty good, and all of a sudden 6 comes out the next year.
I heard 6 wasn't that good either.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I was waiting so long for 5 to come out, and then 6 comes out the next year. It's like, why'd I get 5? You know?
Here's another thing about Gran Turismo Sport. I don't know if you knew this, but Gran Turismo Sport is holding a cup. Whoever wishes to compete, the winners will actually get to drive a race car on an actual track.
Oh, you better hop on that then. I remember Gran Turismo 5 had some kind of stuff like that for like competitions and everything. But yeah, Gran Turismo. You said it was Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah, it's called Gran Turismo Sport.
When is it coming out?
November 15th.
Really?
Yes.
Hey,
that is my birthday. Yeah, that is my birthday.
That's funny. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I do need to pick that game up.
It's a good birthday. It's a good birthday present. So
I wouldn't actually mind it because I'm actually going to play it. You know, for the first Gran Turismo on PS4, like
might
like,
as well.
Even though I didn't like 5 and 6, it's something I do have to try out. I did grow up with Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4, I played religiously. And 5 and 6, I never played that much. I have 6. I have Gran Turismo 6. No. I have Gran Turismo 5. I don't have 6. But I didn't play it that much. I tried the driving mechanics and I didn't like it too much. Like, if you play Gran Turismo 3 and 5, Gran Turismo 3, there is no competition with 5. In my honest opinion. I just love it so much more.
I kind of want to play 5 when I get home, like 5 or 3, one of them. I want to play one of them. I have 2, 3, and 5.
For a retro segment, I may have you play Gran Turismo 3, and you'll see how it is.
I mean, I have 3.
You have it?
I've had 3. Yeah, A-Spec.
That's right. Yeah.
I have A-Spec. I always used to buy cars. Like I used to buy like the Shelby GT, and then like I would sell it after a race, and I'd lose money because, you know, you sell.
Did you ever unlock the Formula 1 cars?
No.
I had one that I won from an endurance race, and I stuck with it for so long. The mileage on that car is unbelievable because I never lost in the Formula 1 cars. So, funny. Moving on to our next topic.
I think I'll bring this one up.
All right, what do we have?
Let's talk about No Man's Buy.
I see what you did there. Terrible pun, by the way.
I called this last time we spoke about this.
No one listens to me because I'm always right.
No one listens to me because I'm always right. So,
I swear to God, I'm gonna superimpose your head on a Snickers commercial and be like, have some 20-cent wings. You're not yourself when you don't have 20-cent wings. It's like, how are you? Better.
So, let's talk about No Man's Sky.
Or No Man's By.
No Man's By. So, a lot of stuff this last week has been happening. Somebody ended up buying the game. I originally saw they paid about $2,000 for it. I don't know if it's $2,000 or maybe it's a little bit less. They paid about, let's just say $2,000. They paid about $2,000 to play an early version of the game. Or so the developer says. The developer is going full damage control. This is absolutely ridiculous. I have a list here. Let me get it out. I have a list here of everything that is wrong with No Man's Sky. And let me see. Okay, so this is what was reported. I'm just going to read through the list here. This is what was reported. Now, mind you, this guy bought it and the game it's still not out. So, this is what happened when he was playing it. He reported that it crashes very frequently. Now, remember, this is on this is the PS4 version. So, crashes very frequently. Textures, like rocks, plants, animals, they magically pop up about 5 feet away. So, it just like pops in. They said that the space combat is absolutely terrible.
Really?
Yes.
That's kind of what they were banking on, because that's the whole thing.
Well, I mean, they were banking on like exploration, which is something I want to get to actually. They said that the AI is actually really, really, really bad. You can't kill NPCs.
Really?
You cannot blow up any space stations. Now I haven't played it. I'm just reading off what they're saying. There are only 2 tiny rooms inside of space stations. One has an NPC and the other one has a save point. All of the space stations look the same. All of the planets look the same. Now, see, this is what. Remember, I said this. The planets are gonna look the same, but just different colors. That's what happened.
Really?
They all look the same, just like slightly different. Non-destructible rocks will often spawn inside the buildings, making it impossible to go through some doors. You have to manually go into the menu and refuel your life support every time it depletes. This happens every 3 to 4 minutes. That sounds like it would be annoying. You have to manually go into the menu and refuel your gun every time it depletes. So like reloading your gun, you have to press start.
Into the menu?
And it happens after killing 1 or 2 enemies. The screen shakes. I'm quoting. The screen shakes like fuck, and there's graphical errors everywhere. If you're using your L1 R1 boost as the enemy appears, I guess it's like some kind of boost. Sentinels appear from nowhere, like Grand Theft Auto 5 cops.
Really?
Yeah, like you know how the GTA 5 cops, they come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this game revolves around collecting the same 4 or 5 materials to make warp fuel to move on to the next area. So basically, you land on a planet, you collect the same thing, like you collect like 4 or 5 things, and then you use it to jump to the next planet. And on that planet, you rinse, repeat.
Oh, man.
The trading system is fucked since you can't just sell sigils. Ships cannot go underwater. Ships will automatically swerve away from danger on the surface, so I guess you can't like crash on purpose. You can't land anywhere. You have to land in pre-designated areas on the planet.
Really?
You can't crash land. You cannot customize your ship visually. You need to buy an entire new one. And all of the upgrades for your weapons actually downgrade everything and make it longer for you to find resources. So,
No Man's By, everyone.
No Man's By. Now, the funny thing is that this person now, mind you, this guy paid $2,000 to get this game early. Okay? The developers found out about this. He was actually streaming it. He was recording it, putting it on Twitch and YouTube. The developers of the game found out about this, and they go on Twitter and they say, "Oh no, don't look at that. The game's not finished. It's not a official copy of the game." The guy had a case. The guy had a printed manual. Okay? He had a printed CD. This was about maybe a week after they said that the game was like being finished, like the game was finished and they're printing the CDs. So this is like an early copy. It just like managed to like get out there. So this is actually what the game is. So in response to this, they're taking down all videos of the game. They're taking down all streams of the game. I think they're trying to sue the person that got it for releasing the footage early. There's an embargo on review sites with review copies, like like GameSpot and IGN and all that. They're not allowed to talk about the game until the game is released. So they're trying to like stop everybody from finding out about this information. So they get all their pre-orders, they get all their money, and then everybody finds out that it's shit, and then they can't do anything about it. To top it all off, then the developers go on Twitter and post a picture of them. This happened I think 2 nights ago. They put a picture of them at 5 o'clock in the morning at their computers. Like it's just like on their Twitter page. It's like they take like a selfie of all of them working on it, making sure that the launch of this isn't the exact title, but it's like basically they're trying to add stuff to the game before it comes out so this doesn't happen for everybody. And to me that sounds like they're trying to push DLC out early so it makes the game seem complete. Like why would they do that? Like why would they be working there early just to like make sure that the game's release is good? They already announced that the game was finished. Like they took a picture of them with the CD.
So basically right now they're in panic mode.
Yeah, they're basically in panic mode, and then everybody online is like, "Oh, don't listen to them, don't watch the videos, it's not real." People are in denial that it's not real. And then the other thing is, developers said that it would take years for you to finish the game because of how much content is in it. Somebody finished it in 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah. And they weren't even rushing. They weren't.
So basically their entire campaign is a sham.
They were doing the objective to get to the next planet. Like the person that was playing it, they weren't really exploring. Like the whole premise of the game is you explore. But this guy didn't really explore. He just wanted to jump and see how fast he can get to the ending. Turns out that the game ends in about 3 hours. And then they said like it's like an infinite space with infinite number of planets and everything. And somebody cracked the code and they found out it's literally like a cylinder of planets. There's just a whole bunch of planets in like cylinder that's like a space that there's a whole bunch of planets in space, and space is wrapped inside of a cylinder, right? And you just hop between. You can't go past that cylinder, but you can go forward and back in that cylinder. And then apparently this isn't really a spoiler, but once you reach the end of the game, it resets.
Really?
So there really is no end of the game. You just keep playing forever. That's why they said it's like infinite, because they make the first like playthrough of the game, like they generate the first playthrough of the game, you get to the end of the game, and then it generates a whole bunch of new planets. But it says they make it seem like it's a big infinite space like realm, when it's really just like you going in like on a conveyor belt.
I'm gonna say it again. The Mario stairwell.
Yeah.
You keep running.
Mario stairwell.
So long, Bowser. And then you look behind you and you never actually went anywhere. You're right where you started from.
Yep, that's exactly it. So
they just used Super Mario 64 technology.
Yeah,
1996 methods.
And I feel really bad for anybody that, is in denial about this, because look, if all you want to do is play the game and explore, and that's all you were expecting it to be, then I think you'll be happy. But if you're expecting this to be like the next Minecraft, where you can literally do anything like the developers are trying to, tell you, you're going to be disappointed. But the reason, like everybody's like pre-ordering it, and then like, what would have happened if this guy didn't leak this? Everybody would have pre-ordered it, and can you imagine how the launch would have been? Can you imagine like all the angry people? Like that would have been ridiculous. And I'll bet you $10 that all the game review sites were paid off to promote the game and give it a higher score, like they always are anyway. So That happens all the time. Game review sites. That's why you never listen to any game review sites. They're always paid off. They're shilling. That's all it is. But No Man's Sky, I called it. I can't wait to cover it again. I'm sure there's going to be something for us to
talk about in the future. Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
There will be.
Definitely. So, yeah. No Man's Sky. Apparently that was the alpha build. But, that's actually another thing I wanted to talk about. Alpha builds of games. Like, when a game's coming out and they say, like, oh, pre-order now, you'll play the alpha, or pre-order now, you'll play the beta, or sign up for the beta.
Luciano actually got accepted into an alpha?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you which game it was for. Lawbreakers. I don't know if you heard of it.
I heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, Lucia actually got into the Lawbreakers alpha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he actually took him up on that offer, but, I was looking at the email one day and they were like, hey, congratulations, you got accepted into the Lawbreakers alpha.
I heard it's kind of like a hero shooter like Overwatch, but anyway. So the deal with the demo, like the alphas, the betas, and all that stuff, game developers today, they are just throwing that term out there for no reason.
Really?
I think I'm pretty sure. Not pretty sure. I know they're mislabeling what completed work they've done. See, now I've never completed a game. I've never created a game. Okay, I am not one to talk about how games are made. I don't know. I don't know anything about making games because I know how to
just base your opinions.
I know how to program a little bit. I do not know. I just can't. There's no way I can make a game myself.
Julian actually does a lot of 3D modeling,
yeah.
And it is not easy.
Exactly.
Not
can you imagine if you had the code? Imagine if you had the code. We have to type everything, not like draw everything. Design.
That's why whenever I judge a game, I do it based on I judge it as a player. Not, oh my god, this looks terrible. No, it takes a lot of work. And with these upgraded engines, it's getting more and more difficult. You have to be so precise with your modeling that it's a very tedious job.
See, the thing I want to get, the point I want to get across is all of these games that are coming out, they say that they're alpha builds and they're beta builds, when in reality, they're just glorified demos. You ever think about it like that? When I think of alpha, I think of a game that's still broken, that has bare bone features, that all the textures aren't there, like all the models aren't there. Like it's very basic, like we just started.
I actually got into the Battlefield Hardline beta.
Now, that's a perfect example. I saw the Battlefield Hardline beta. To me, that's not a beta. That's a demo. Because they're pretty much done. That's it. They don't have to change. Well, I mean, a beta and a demo can be very similar. Because demos, it says subject to change. Usually with a demo, though, nothing really changes. At least in a beta, they announce that they're making changes. But the thing with the Battlefield is another game like Lawbreakers, for example. I'm pretty sure that it is, it's up to the point where they have all the models and they have all the animations and they have all the maps and they have all the weapons and all that stuff because I heard it's a shooter, but they're calling it an alpha. That's not an alpha. They're mislabeling it. An alpha is something, to me an alpha is no textures, maps are not even done. Multiplayer, if there is multiplayer is just starting to work, And then you have these games that come out in a week, like Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege, the beta was released a week before it came out.
Really?
I knew that wasn't a beta, that was a demo. I was like, that's bullshit. That's not
a beta is something that comes out months prior to release.
Yeah. There's a game, Neo. Okay? It's kind of like a Japanese, samurai Dark Souls kind of game, right? And they called it the Alpha, the Neo Alpha build. And that's what they named, that they're the developers, they get to call it an alpha, that's okay, whatever. To me, that doesn't look like an alpha, that looks more like a beta. But the Neo Alpha demo, okay, it came out. I think it came out like 3 months ago, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and they're releasing the next demo in like a month or something like that. So this game's not even ready. This game is far from being ready. And like they basically like threw out like a really early playable build of the game almost a year in advance before the game comes out. Not a week before it comes out, you know?
Do you think that's smart?
That is smart. Calling that like a beta, if it, you know, it's not a beta, but like people like other game developers would do that. Like they will put out their game a week before and say, "Yeah, here's the beta." It's like you're not going to be able to fix it, like all the problems in time. You know, the point of a beta is, you know, to, you know, polish,
have people play,
have
and
people
submit
polish up everything. You know, but the thing with the Neo demo is between the alpha and this beta coming out, they actually switched around a lot of things. Like after you played the game, they made you take a survey.
which is smart. That's how it's supposed to be.
And the thing is that only the people that beat the level take the survey. I think that's what it was. Only the people. Actually, no, it wasn't that. I think you got like a special wallpaper or something I was using for a while, but they actually they released the game. They released the demo like a year in advance, the alpha demo. They take surveys, and based on those surveys for the beta, they fixed everything. And the game, I still don't know when the game's coming out. They just released the beta. I don't know when the game's coming out. But for like Rainbow Six Siege, oh, here's the beta. Oh, it comes out next week. You know?
That's not a beta.
Like Overwatch beta happened like I think it was like it had to be more than 6 months in advance.
It was
before the game come out. But that was like one of the beta testings. That's the other thing. All these developers, they say beta test, and it's like a week of gameplay that you can test, and then that's it. Overwatch, I think they did like at least 3 beta testings in private. You needed to be invited to do that, and then about a month before the game came out, open beta. So that's how they should. You
remember Doug?
Yes,
my friend Doug Saleka. He actually got accepted into the Overwatch beta.
The private one?
Yeah. He got invited to that. Everyone was asking him, was like, yo, man, can you send me an invite? Speaking of betas, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I don't know if I told you what they're doing. It's a whole different kind of beta. I've never seen anything like this before. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 comes out December 2015, right? It comes with Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance, remastered from 3DS to PS4. It's coming out with Kingdom Hearts X, which is, I believe, a 1.5 hour movie of what happens in Unchained X, the mobile game. And it comes out with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2.
Okay.
You may not know why it's called 0.2, but I'll explain to you why. Because the title is called 2.8. 0.2.
Oh, okay.
It's
makes
supposed
3.
The final prologue.
Okay.
The final prologue.
That makes sense.
That's why they named it that.
That's smart.
Here's the really cool thing. They didn't need Tetsuya Nomura initially said Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. It was supposed to be called Birth by Sleep Volume 2. You saw like a teaser for it at the end of Birth by Sleep. It was never made. It was never going to be a game. But you know what Tetsuya Nomura did? He was smart. He took that game that was never going to be, that the fans wanted. He said, not only am I going to make it and include it as a part of the 2.8 collection, it's going to be using the Kingdom Hearts 3 engine and the game mechanics, so that people can see how Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be played.
So it's an indirect beta. It's an engine demo. It's an engine demo.
The world is going to be as big as a Kingdom Hearts 3 world would be. If you look at the menus, they're absolutely identical to Kingdom Hearts 3. The gameplay, the graphics, everything on par with Kingdom Hearts 3. So he's giving people a taste of what 3 is going to look like when it's done, which I thought was very smart. Now, going into Kingdom Hearts 3, reason I got into it is because that's actually my next topic. Tetsuya Nomura actually came out today, and he was saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 is unbelievably big.
Really?
And a lot of people are perceiving it in different ways. Some people are saying unbelievably big as it's going to be a huge game. It's going to take a long time to complete. Or it's unbelievably big. Some people are perceiving it as you did so many fillers, so many backstories that you don't
fill every. You have to finish.
You don't know how you're going to take all of that convoluted storyline and finish it off in one game. So half of them are saying, holy shit, this is going to be an amazing game. And the other half are saying, well, great job, Nomura. You made all these backstories and all this everything, and now you're saying it's unbelievably big and you don't even know how to finish it now because it's just too much stuff. So, based on their previous performances, I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I don't think it's going to be perceived badly.
I mean, if that guy made Kingdom Hearts,
he's gonna know how to do it.
If he made it like the clusterfuck it is right now,
he'll know how to fix it.
He'll know how to fix it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure when he was thinking about making these, I'm pretty sure one of the thoughts was, how is this going to affect the final chapter?
I could just see him sitting at his desk.
How am I going to fix this? How am I going to do this?
No, like, all joking aside, it's something you definitely have to make it take into consideration when you're building a title like this.
Sorry.
Couldn't help yourself. It's just something that you have to have thought of at some point. It's like, how is this going to affect the final chapter? You know, I can't sit here and make it so convoluted that it's going to be unsolvable by the end game.
Part of me hopes he pulls something out of his ass and everyone gets mad at him. Because I just want to see shit being flung around. Honestly, I just want to see
it better not
go crazy.
I have faith that it'll be good, but I really hope that's not the case.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good for your sake and for everybody else's.
Because everyone's been waiting so long for
exactly.
it.
I mean, I've been playing it too, and I do like Kingdom Hearts.
Depending on how Kingdom Hearts 3 is, will determine if I continue to go with their games in the future. Because they said that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be the end of the Dark Seeker saga.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Yeah, so apparently they're... Well, you know, if you're making money, are you going to stop?
Yeah, Hideo Kojima said he wanted to stop making Metal Gear games, but...
Did that happen?
No, he made 10 more.
Exactly, because it's a license to print money. If you know how big people want the game, you're going to continue. As much as I love the series, Fast and Furious. 8 is coming out next year. Yeah.
I thought they were done.
See, the thing was, before Paul Walker passed away...
What, are they going to use his dead corpse now in the video?
No! You're so messed up. Anyway, let me say it. Before he passed away, they had a contract for 3 more films.
Oh my god.
But it was before he passed away. So it was something that they were planning on doing. But, you know, when you sign a contract, you're paid for a certain amount of films, so you can't back out of it now. All the actors who are going to be in the next films were already paid for the next 3 films. So you can't be like, well, you know, he died, so we can't do it anymore. You were paid to do it. And you have
so they need his corpse.
His character was retired.
Yeah, okay. They're going to find a way. They'll bring him back. They'll make him RoboCop. No, because they did the CG stuff for his face. They'll just put him in a RoboCop suit.
No, they said they don't want to do that because what happened is they want...
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just making jokes.
That's the point, though. See, what I do with this franchise heavily depends on how 3 goes. If 3 is amazing, I will continue to buy their games in the future. But if it goes badly, I know what to expect from a future franchise. Like, if you start a whole new saga, you have another 11 titles for a new saga, is it gonna end in disappointment again? I don't want that. I already spent so much time.
How would you feel if Kingdom Hearts 3 ended on a cliffhanger?
They won't. They can't.
How would you feel if it did? If it ended on a cliffhanger?
I'd be very upset.
What if they made What if they ended up making 3 Final Mix? How upset would you be?
Well, the thing is, Final Mix is never meant
To be, I'm sorry. Let's say 3.5 then. If they made like,
I'd be mad. I'd be very mad. Listen, the way they marketed 3
this is the end.
Xehanort's 13 against Sora's 7. It all comes down to that final fight. That's what everyone wants. That's the fight everyone's looking for. Is the fight at the Keyblade Graveyard that ends everything. That's what everyone wants. It's going to be... They're doing something with the game that's never been attempted in the universe before. You know how in Kingdom Hearts 1, the bad guy is Ansem. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the bad guy is Xemnas. What they're doing is they want to have all 7 of the bad guy, all 13 of the bad guys, you're able to fight all of them at the same time. Like, while you have one person fighting here, you have someone fighting there. You know, I'm going to go fight this person, you have to fight this. That's going to be amazing if they can do that. If they can pull that off, that's going to be the best fight ever. It's going to be legendary. But, you know, that's the whole thing, is how are they going to pull that off? I hope they can.
For your sake, I hope they can.
And honestly, the way it has to end for me to be satisfied is Xehanort needs to die or perish.
Xehanort needs to die.
I don't want them pulling any Naruto shit of Sora going up to him and say, you know, there's a path to the light. It's never too late. And reaching out his hand. I will be the maddest person ever if that shit happens.
Oh, you wouldn't like Steven Universe then?
I don't want that. That's the worst.
That's all that happens.
The thing is...
friendship!
Xehanort fucked up so many lives to get what he wanted. I want him to be destroyed.
I want that son of a bitch dead.
If not destroyed or killed, held responsible. I don't want him turning good. Nobody wants him to turn good.
They should cut off his arms and legs and just leave him as a stump.
That's pretty messed up. It's still a Disney game. But that's my 2 cents on about it.
That's your 2 seconds.
That's my 2 cents about it.
That was a long 2 seconds. I know you said cents, but I'm just fucking with you. Speaking of 2, what a perfect segue into this one. I personally don't have too much information about this, but for anybody listening, if you like Metroid, if you like the original Metroidvania style games, they actually have a fan remade for the 30th anniversary of Metroid. They remade the Game Boy Pocket Game Boy regular Game Boy, but I'm just calling it Pocket because I had a Game Boy Pocket. They remade the Game Boy Pocket version of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus, and it's in color. It's not in black and white. It's upgraded. It's everything. It looks amazing. I'm probably gonna play it as soon as I get home.
You have it already?
It's free.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's not official Nintendo. Somebody made it.
Oh, and
But I have the original Metroid 2. I had it on the
so if it's not a
the
cartridge,
3DS,
how do you play it on?
It's just on the computer.
I missed that part.
It's on the computer. So I played the original on the 3DS, actually, on the virtual shop. I got it for free for some reason. I forgot. But I had a lot of fun with it. I'm probably going to give this one a try. But yeah, Metroid. 30 years of Metroid. Have you ever played Metroid? Besides played Samus and Smash. Have you ever played Metroid?
I played the GameCube one.
Prime?
Yes.
It's funny. Prime is actually really good, but that's not what Metroid is. That's not the real Metroid.
Really?
The real Metroid is like 2D platformer.
Just like Mario.
Yeah.
Because I actually played Super Mario Crossover. I don't know if you've ever played that.
Yes.
They have it online. And you could play as Samus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Samus was actually the most broken character.
I actually thought that the Contra guys were broken.
Really?
That 3-way shot?
Oh.
I felt that the Contra guys were actually a lot more broken than anybody else in that game. That was actually a good one too. That was a free one. You know what else is good now that we're talking about free games? Super Smash Flash? No, Super Smash Crusade. It's on the PC. You can use GameCube controllers.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
It's 2D. I used to have it on the computer at work. It's literally like Melee Project M gameplay on computer. It looks like sprites, so it looks like like sprite visuals and everything. But they added like Goku, and it's so crazy. They added Goku.
I know in Super Smash Bros. They had Sora.
Yeah, they have Sora. They have Goku. It's crazy. We should play that. It's a lot of fun too. Captain Falcon. That's the one thing I just want to mention. Captain Falcon. It's so crazy. Like they fixed everyone. They made everyone like a lot better and everything. Captain Falcon. You know when you do your Falcon Punch in regular Smash, you know how he brings it back and then he throws it forward, right? In this one, you can hold it down.
Damn.
So you go Falcon, and then it holds, and you
wait for them.
Like you literally, you do that. He does that stance where his fist is back, and all of a sudden, like he catches fire, and then the fire turns like different colors, and then the screen starts shaking, and the longer you hold it, like the whole fucking thing starts going crazy, and then you punch, like he goes like Falcon, and then like you wait, and then he brings it forward, and then
the game breaks.
The music stops. You hear like and then you just see the percent bar go up to 999. Like the music stops, and then your character just like evaporates, and you just go punch. But you have to hold it for like 10 seconds. You have to like Falcon,
boo, and then the game breaks.
And then the game breaks, and the computer crashes, and then
then your motherboard fries.
And then your motherboard fries, and then I lose my job. And then I lose my job, and then I lose my house.
And then I lose my job.
And then I lose my virginity.
You were just successfully impregnated by Captain Falcon.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, Captain Falcon pull-out game is not... He puts it in, he doesn't pull it out. That's
man.
That's disgusting. You think that wraps it up?
Huh?
You think that wraps it up for tonight?
Speaking of old-time games, I wanted to touch upon one last point that we were actually talking about last time. Remember how I said Nintendo was creating their own palm-sized NES?
Oh yeah, I forgot you wanted to talk about this.
Sega is now doing the same thing. But
I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
Yes, they are. You know what the difference is? Sega, you can actually use cartridges.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see.
They're making a new console that you can use old cartridges with.
Holy shit.
There you go. I'm telling the truth.
Let me see this. If that's true, remember what I said last time? Like, why didn't they just make it so you can use cartridges?
You think this will bury the NES?
I don't think it'll bury the NES.
No, it won't, because I remember you telling me that they're already on back order.
Yeah,
the NES.
I don't think it'll bury the NES, but I think that
it'll be a tough competition.
See, here's the thing. See, if Sega did this, what's stopping Sega from re-releasing all of those Genesis games?
It's a printing money.
See, but the only thing is that any rare Genesis game will go down in value.
That's true.
So I don't.
I'm sure
I don't know the Sega Genesis market, but let's just. It's a common game, but let's just say Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. Let's just say that was really rare. Let's say right now it's selling on eBay for $100.
Really?
I'm not.
Oh, it's just.
I'm just saying.
You being hypothetical.
What if they reprint Sonic 1, then the value is going to drop unless they specifically
it's
make
like Yu-Gi-Oh when you have a rare card and it gets reprinted.
Unless they specifically say like somewhere that this is a reproduction, I think the value would obviously go down. Let me see this. Sega Mini Console will rival Nintendo with 80 built-in games.
There you go.
Wow. The compact game console will come with 40 full Sega games and another 40 bonus arcade and puzzle games for a total of 80 built in. What's more, you'll be able to play all your Genesis title. Oh my god. Along with any compatible titles you download off the internet with an SD card. Holy shit.
I'm guessing you're getting that?
Yes, I'm gonna get that. I'll get because the NES one, no SD card slot. You can't use cartridges, and you can only play the 30 games that come with it.
So that comes with 80.
That is amazing. That how much is that gonna sell? What is that like 50? If they sell that for the same price, that might
really make Nintendo nervous.
See, that's the thing. Sega and Nintendo, they're not rivals anymore. But the thing is, I can't. I don't know. I think the mini NES will do better, but I think that the
Sega would be the go-to.
I think because I've never played Genesis games. I've played NES games, and I have NES games, but I've never had a Genesis. So if I was gonna buy one, I would buy the Genesis one because that's perfect for me. But I mean, I could still emulate it off my phone and everything. But I mean, I can use cartridges. I can put games on like SD cards and stuff like that. But that opens up piracy. Whatever. I'm already doing that shit.
You're already sold on it?
I'm already doing that shit on my phone. But yes, I'm sold on that. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up as soon as it comes out. I might pick it up later. I might not pick it up at all. But I would pick it up. That's the main thing. That's really cool.
And that's saying a lot. Stefan wouldn't pick up a lot of things. Like, he wouldn't pick up a lot of things. I wouldn't pick up a 5-pound weight. No, I'm kidding. You're like SpongeBob using stuffed animals as weights.
No, I can.
No, that's a lot coming from him. Like, if he'd pick it up personally, like, that says a lot. And I've been this guy's friend for a long time.
It sounds very, very arrogant. But I mean, if I approve something, that's a big deal.
It is. No. I'm not even. He's not even saying that.
I'm not saying that to be like. I'm not saying that to be like an asshole. It's just that I see a lot of the way. Okay, I enjoy playing video games, but unfortunately, I'm
picky as shit.
I'm picky as shit, and I'm cursed with unfortunately trying to pick the bad shit out of these games, only because a lot of bad shit is happening. Like you keep on putting it off. Eventually, you're gonna end up seeing that like bad shit is happening. And once you finally take, once you finally take that red pill and see shit for what it is, especially in the video game industry, you realize how bad things are and how things need to change. But for something like this, I approve of this. This is actually a smart thing. This is good
for people that have Genesis games.
Good. Yeah. So it's like even like. I'm sure that Genesis systems still work. Okay, I know for a fact that the Sega Saturn. I have a Sega Saturn. Luckily, it still works. The Sega Saturn, the disc reading drives, they fail like crazy. They always fail for some reason. It's just the way that they were built. I'm sure that the Genesis and the NES. I'm pretty sure that they still would work. But how do you know how much longer your Genesis is gonna work?
Nothing lasts forever.
And why would you go out?
And these days you'll never find a brand new Genesis unless you pay a hefty amount.
Yeah, it's still sealed in the box. Now, let's say you own a Genesis and your Genesis broke. If you don't really care about having an original Genesis, why would you get an original Genesis over this new one? You could still play all your games. I'm assuming, I didn't read anything about controllers. You can still use your controllers, if that's the case. I'm pretty sure it is, though. And it comes with 80 games built in. Why would you get the inferior product?
This is the new age. They're just taking that technology and they're making it built to last this time.
I mean, they have the knowledge. I have to give them props. They copied Nintendo, but they one-upped them. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but this was Sega's catchphrase back in the 1980s. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
That was really their catchphrase?
That was their catchphrase. That was their... It's like Sega does what Nintendo don't, or... No, actually, it was Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That's what it was.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
There was a little jingle, too. It was on the commercial, Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Damn.
Sega and Nintendo were really at each other's throats, and now it's so funny seeing Sonic and Mario and all these games together.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
And in Smash. So that's pretty crazy. I approve. if this is under $100, if it's under $100, I'm definitely gonna be picking it up. That's for sure.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway,
I think it has to be under
Yeah.
100 if they want to like really do better than the Nintendo box, the new NES. You really have to do under $100. You can't do more than that.
yeah. I think that wraps up today.
Yeah. That was actually our last. I'm actually really glad I got to that topic. It really.
I
made
almost
you
forgot
excited.
about that, but you know what? That was actually the most exciting topic for me tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm being completely honest. We almost forgot about it, and
It ended up being the big one.
I think I'm finally gonna own a Genesis.
So, thank you for tuning in to the podcast. Just letting you know, next week will be a special podcast. Next week, it's going to be me and my good friend David. Zoldrin is his name. I will actually be going to SmashCon next weekend. I don't expect to be doing too well, but David and I, we have some ground to make up because there was a fluke that happened last year. I don't want to get into it, but there were certain circumstances, and me and David's like, "Oh, are you coming for SmashCon?" I'm like, "Of course I am." We have a competition to compete in. So he was like, "I wasn't gonna compete," but he's like, "Now that I know you're coming," he's like, "I'm gonna compete with you now." So we're gonna be. I'm doing Smash 4 1v1s and 2v2s. That's all I'm doing. I didn't want to spend more than that because each tournament is $10 entry fee. So I paid $75 for the venue and then extra $20 for entry. And David's just doing 2v2 with me. So I will be doing a special podcast from Virginia for next week. So I
see how it is.
Yeah. Because you love being here, right? So I will be mostly talking about SmashCon, the things that they have available there, the veteran Smash players that show up, and I'm just going to talk about how the convention is overall. I think this is their second annual one. This is their second one that they've been doing.
You should see if you can get some video footage.
Oh yeah, of course I will. I will.
Maybe talk with some people that are running tournaments down there. Let them know that we're doing stuff like that ourselves. So
yeah, and before we actually sign off, Battle Tendency is hosting our very, very first event. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Naruto! We will be hosting...
Bankai! Wrong anime.
We will be hosting the event out of Evo Gaming NYC, which is located in Flushing, New York.
Flushing.
And Bandai, bless their souls, has sent us some amazing stuff to give away at this event.
Yeah, I don't even really like Naruto, but that's
the stuff that came in.
That's actually really, really friggin' cool. Like, I've never seen... I mean, basically, they sent us,
We're not going to disclose. We're going to make a video and show everything that they sent. But the things that they sent, oh my god. I've been saying it ever since, but there is no gaming company out there that says they are for the fans the way that Bandai is.
Yeah,
I've met a couple of people that work at Bandai.
I've seen video game companies, give review copies of games and just general merchandise, to to people that review their games and all that stuff, on YouTube and that. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. Everybody just reviews it on YouTube. But this is just such an extraordinary amount of goodies that they just gave us, and it's not cheap shit either.
It is not. I cannot disclose it because we wanted to, display all the stuff on video.
It's a surprise.
We are going to make a video to put on our Facebook displaying everything that we'll be giving away as prizes. And you don't even understand. We went on eBay. This stuff goes for a lot of money, and we were surprised. And we basically sent our praises to Bandai because, we met them because Alex took first place at Portland, Oregon for the Naruto Storm tournament. And their vice president of marketing was one of the best people I've ever met in my life in the industry. He he acknowledges the little guy. He knows that everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And he did everything in his power to help us help him.
Yeah, that's the guy that's been in contact with us, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've never personally met the guy, but I mean, he emails you. That's not everybody emails people.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and he sent that big fucking box full of stuff through FedEx. Not even through the post office. He sent it through FedEx. You know how expensive that is? That came from California. We're in New York.
Yeah, and you from personal experience.
I mean, I'm not saying where I work for, you know, but I work in...
Moral of the story is, we just want to say a big, big thank you to Bandai Namco for always being there for us. For always being there for us, and for always helping us out in whatever way you can. We've met a lot of their staff. We were actually also invited to an invite-only event at Bryant Park Hotel a couple of weeks ago, and we got some footage.
Nobody invited me!
Of Xenoverse 2 and the new Pac-Man game, and we saw a couple of other games that are not coming out for a long time, which we'll be sharing the footage for on our YouTube channel. So, again, thank you, Bandai. You guys are amazing, and we will not let you down for this Naruto event, and we promise you it's going to be absolutely amazing. So, I think that's everything that we wanted to say.
Yeah, we said our thank yous and everything, and now it's time for us to say our goodbyes. So,
I'm Stryker.
And I'm Bug.
So we're signing off.
Thanks for listening. I'm the one that's going to end it this time. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.